Evening, afternoon, good morning viewers. Welcome round 7 of the official iRacing V8 Supercar Championship, brought to you by RaceSpot TV in conjunction with iRacing. I'm Bretton O'Brien. With me tonight is Sam Compton. Sam, welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, cheers Brenton. G'day and good morning to everyone. And we've got something a little bit different here. We don't see Brands Hatch on the schedule very often, and I think we should be in for a pretty interesting short sprint race here today.
Yeah, just the 23 laps I think it is, so the cars will be starting off with about between 70 and 75 litres, no pit stops required. It's a difficult layout. I think the V8's fairly well suited here though, but just the passing opportunities are fairly limited. There's some tight spots around the track. Turn 2 at Druid's obviously famous with the long right-hander hairpin, and maybe also turn 4 at Surtees. There's a good chance for overtaking there, but overall it's been a pretty busy week for the V8 boys with Scops on last night, so I'm looking forward to getting their heads down into a sprint race tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure they won't be too disappointed that it's not a long race here today, but like you said, few passing opportunities. It's going to be tight racing, that's for sure, but yeah, there's a few more than we saw at Lime Rock a few weeks ago, or last week was it, 2 weeks ago, and yeah, I think there's a few opportunities here for some of the boys to make some pretty good passing moves that should be good for the viewers.
Yeah, and we've got some decent weather amongst us too with the early 6:15 race. The track temperature was down to 23 degrees, and for some of the boys practicing, I know Bo Cubis mentioned that the track temperature got up to 47 degrees in practice, which unheard of in England. But we've got some pretty good weather with us today, clear 19 degrees, so the track temperature 34 degrees, fairly steady winds. So should be some decent times coming in. We've got the 4.5 minutes of qualifying to go, and Ian Ford has got provisional pole at the moment. However, by saying they're watching Ethan Grigol, who's been genuinely quick here from what I understand this week, as he goes across the finish line with no improvement. So at the moment, with the strong field of 24 cars, it's great to see so many showing up again, supporting this series week after week. Ian Ford, Ethan Grigol, Bo Cattell, Marcelo Rivera, Kane Kugmaya will round out your top 5. Dylan Golson actually, as Bo Cattell moves up. Dylan Golson, hats off to him. He's got himself up in the 6th position at the moment. And watch out for Sam Sutton as well, for the Dayco machine there at the moment, down in 8th place, a 26.111. That's not going to be reflective of his pace, I wouldn't think. It was extremely strong in the early race today. Won from pole position, won the race. And James McKnight, Mick Cracknell and old boy Marty Carroll still there. I'm just trying to think, Jason Quire also had a strong race, and watch out if Richard Arwood and Jason Bent start next to each other on the grid. At the moment they are 15th and 16th. Just be careful of that. They had a few dramas in the early race.
Yeah, it's good to see 40 up there. He's only, a few hundredths of a second faster than Ethan at the moment. I think Ethan is on a flying lap now with about, 3 minutes left. So it's still time for these boys to put in a decent lap. We'll see if Ethan can improve his time as he's coming across the start-finish line now. And no improvement.
No, a 6.24, so that would have been good. He's holding second, but that would have been still good enough for third. Like I said, keep your eyes on Sam Sutton, the car number 5, and with Ian Ford, I think he's suffering from a bit of vertigo or something similar. He's just really giddy and wasn't feeling overly well at the end of the first race. And there we go, talking about it. Sam Sutton does take that provisional pole with a 25.297, so he's really got that car wound up well on this track.
Yeah, and considering how tight these times are, that's a really good improvement there by Sammy Sutton. It'll be interesting to see if anyone can take that off him with a couple of minutes left here.
Well, kind of pressure's on Ethan here. He's just come out of the pits again, so we've got just over 2 minutes to go. So he's only going to get the one quick lap in here now. Like, he's only just at turn 2 on his out lap at the moment. So really it's going to be an all or nothing approach for qualifying for him. Haven't seen any other movers in the pack of late outside of Sam's obviously significant improvement. As we say that, Mick Cracknell moves up into 8th at 25.935, so he's just 18 1,000ths ahead of teammate Jason Dixon. Mitchell Chiriac did a really good job last night in the Split 2 race, and I think he got pole. Correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong there, but ran a fairly strong race as well. I'm trying to think if we've got anybody new. I think Rafael Kuziak. Yep. Kuziak. Yeah, there's the spelling. Down in 23rd at the moment, new to series, carrying the number 4 plate. So obviously he's got a fairly high I rating, but it's great to see the new guys coming to the series.
Yeah, we got Ian Ford about to cross the line. I'm pretty sure he was on a flying lap. See if he can improve. 25.6, so no improvement there for 40.
So we've just got the 50 seconds of qualifying to go. Beau Cattell still holding 4th as Ethan Grigol starts his last flying lap.
Yeah, it's make or break now, that's for sure, for everyone who's on a flying lap. It will be their last chance at getting a lap in. We'll see if Ethan can improve. He's what, 2 tenths off the pole at the moment, so I think he's got it in him. But like we've seen earlier days, Ethan doesn't always qualify the best, but we know his race pace is very consistent, so as long as he's starting in the top 5 somewhere, he should be fine.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty clean lap so far, but and being on the 3rd spot on the grid, I think it's an advantage in front of being 2nd as the checkered flag comes out, because being 3rd you get to hold the inside line on the first 2 turns, and you generally get hung out to dry in 2nd spot, so being 3rd's not that massive a disadvantage in comparison with 2nd here, unless the 2nd guy can obviously get away cleanly.
Yeah, that's right. Just keeping an eye on Ethan here. It's pretty tidy. Looks slow, which means it's fast. We'll see if he can improve. It's coming around the final corner now.
So he exits Clark Curve onto the Brabham Straight. 25.439 was his standard lap, and 3:02. So a good improvement, 5 1,000ths off of a second behind what I would think would be the pole winner, Sam Sutton. Trying to think, Richard Aylward has crossed the line 16th, and I don't think there's any other times coming in. Oh no, Kurt Stenberg. Kurt Stenberg's on a quick one here. His previous best of 26.7.
Across the line.
So no improvement there. And Beau Cattell, no improvement there either.
Ooh,
so
yeah, it is.
Yes, there is improvement. Sorry.
Yeah, he's
just a bit delayed on my screen. Wow, so Ian Ford's gone from 2nd down to 4th in a heartbeat there. But Sammy, that's our grid for the night, mate. Talk us through it.
Yeah, congratulations, Sammy Sutton, sitting on the pole with Ethan Grigol starting outside him. P3 is going to go to Beau Cattell, Ian Ford outside Beau. Then we've got Kane Kugamiya, Marcelo Rivera, Dylan Golson, P7, Mick Cracknell and fellow teammate Jason Dixon, P8 and 9, and James McKnight, P10. Then we got Mitchell Siolak, I'm sorry Mitchell, I'm sure that's wrong, P11. Then we got Marty Carroll, Brenton Hobson, Wayne Kendall, Jason Queer Eye for the straight guy, Richard Elwood, Mario Vlasic, Jason Bentz, Michael Hammond, Kurt Stenberg, P20, Todd Parks, Josh Burden, Raphael K and Matt Jones finishing up the grid at P24.
Yeah, so 23 laps ahead of us. It's going to be pretty fast and intense. Like I said, the racing will be pretty close. I think I'm actually pretty stoked that Sammy's got pole position in front of Ethan, because I think perhaps, as we know, Ethan will probably have the race pace on Sam. He generally does. But Sam's got a pretty good setup and he tends to be pretty good at this track. So it'll be interesting to see how that race pans out. And with Beau Cattell in front of Ian Ford, that might stymie things down a little bit. But let's just see how the start comes out.
Yeah, and we know Sammy's a good driver and he knows how to defend cleanly without... He's not a blocker, so it might be hard to get past Sammy.
Also, I'm keeping half an eye out for Dylan Golson as well. I reckon he'll go right. And also your man Jason Cryer down there. I know he's 15th on the grid at the moment, but expecting some good things there.
Yeah, if he can keep out of trouble, he's got a lot to gain starting back there at P15. So just gridding up here, not too long to go before we're going to get the signal to get going. It's going to be interesting to see who can get down to that inside if Bo can get inside Ethan here in turn 1.
Yeah, so cars are just gritting up as the revs just start to build slowly. It's a little bit of time to go, not much.
Just giving him a tickle.
Yeah, so revs are building significantly now. Interested to see how they go at Paddock Hill Bend here. Turn 1, they're racing away. A lot of wheel spin off the line by both Cattell.
Great
Cattell, a lot of wheel spin. A really good start by Ian Ford, and he's going to have that wrapped up for second. So from 4th to 2nd, fantastic start. I must say that's going to be advantage. Sam Sutton, there's a chance Ethan might drop down to 4th here.
Yeah, he has. Oh, he's going to hold the inside line here.
Yeah, so he's got the high ground here over Bo Cattell. He's tapped though. And Bo's gone playing off into the grass. And Bo's just joined again behind Jason Dixon, I think. So that's really put him on the back foot significantly. And Sam Sutton and Ian Ford are away, and there's a bit of a gap between them and Ethan Greg Galt, who's got a bit of pressure from behind from Kane Guggenmeyer, and also that's Marcelo Rivera there, keeping an eye out for Bo Cattell to see, oh yeah, a bit of damage there on the left front of Bo's car. That's going to be significant as the race goes on. Jason Dixon's got himself a good start, as has Dylan Golson, but up at the front, Sam Sutton certainly leads.
Yeah, he had like you said, he had a shaky start, but he's done really well, and he's put a couple of car lengths back to P2. I must admit that Bo Cattell and Ethan Greg Galt incident, I was really high up, zoomed out on a blimp, but it didn't look to me like big wiggle. It didn't look to me like Cattell gave too much room. Ethan was definitely there.
Yeah, you can go a lot wider at that exit there, so you can go right out on the exit of Graham Hill, turn 3 onto Cooper Straight. So you know, there was a bit of room there. Certainly, he kind of forced the moment. What I'm interested in here is the battle now that's already between Ethan Greg Galt and Ian Ford.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm looking back at Jason Dixon in his spooky Halloween skin. Oh, and he's
look at it now because he's having a nightmare. He's just had a nightmare. And Jason won't be too happy about that. It didn't look like any contact, though, to be fair. I don't think there was any contact between Cattell and Dixon there. I think Dixon's just lost that on exit.
Yeah, was it? No, I don't know, was it? I think. Who knows? Move on.
And Ethan Greg Galt's already made the move on Ian Ford through to second place. So let's just see how quick. Oh, 40's not giving up that spot too easy. Kane Guggenmeyer's looking like he's ready to cash in. If I was 40, I'd be letting Ethan Greg Galt go and get him up to Sam Sutton, get those two battling. But like I said, 40's really struggling with his health today. He's got a bit of vertigo or something. So it's the type of race I wouldn't expect. I wouldn't be too surprised if he actually pulls out halfway through, because he was really struggling before.
Yeah, we've had a bit of an incident back in the pack somewhere, right near the end.
Your man. Yeah, Jason Quire. Yeah, Jason Quire's been tagged, no doubt.
Cracknell's in the pits as well.
Yeah, so Hobson and Hobson and Quire have certainly had a tag there. Hobson just went a bit wide there, and as he's just come back onto the track, he's lost a bit of pace. Jason's tried to go the long way around. Yeah, bit of damage there, and that would be pretty much the end of his day, competitively wise anyway.
Yeah, that's right. He's backed it into the fence there. He's got a bit of damage, but yeah, that'll be the end of his charge, that's for sure.
Tell you what, Kane Guggenmeyer's not exactly going anywhere either. Up to position 4, good effort there. Started in 5th on the grid. Obviously made that game through Bo Cattell and the incident with Bo and Ethan. So he's certainly not going to go away. And he showed pretty good pace in the early race. I think he got involved with a light incident, which certainly affected his race. But that car's certainly looking pretty mint tonight.
Yeah, no, you're right. Ian did let Ethan go, and Ethan's charging up towards Semi Sutton up there in P1. He's 1.3 seconds back behind him and closing that gap rapidly.
Yeah, well, the last lap of 25.8 for Sutton, the 25.9 for Ethan. It just looks a bit quicker here. A 25.8 compared to a 25.5 for Ethan, so a 0.3 of a second gain there, if you don't mind. And this is going to really heat up And with the limited opportunity at passing, you'd probably think, Ethan doesn't normally get involved with too many incidents. I know we saw one earlier with Bo, but just tonight, I think there's the opportunity there. If you were Ian Ford back in third place, maybe something could happen up in front.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit off the pace myself as far as the championship points go. Maybe you know more about that, Brent. Where is Ethan currently in the lead with his couple of drop weeks that he's had?
Yeah, well, with the drop weeks, he's still a bit behind, but certainly not far behind. I'm just going to go back to position 10.
Yeah, good battle back there.
Yeah, great battle here. So we got Mario Vlasic with Brenton Hobson, who was just involved before, Richard Arwood and Mick Hammond. So, Hammond's got through cleanly there. Aylward in that mad cow looks like he's got a little bit of damage to the front of his car, and he's not going to give this away. Oh, geez, that's tight there. Now, I know that Richard and Mick Hammond's teammate Jason Bentz had a bit of a altercation in the early race, and words were spoken. Hopefully that's all forgotten about now. I can't actually see Jason, whether he's in front of this pack or not. No, actually, Jason's obviously had an incident, and we've missed that because Cracknell, Kendall, Bentz and Burden are all gone.
Yeah, Cracknell's been sitting in the pits with heavy damage for quite a long time now, so we totally missed that. I'd say it was lap 2, lap 3 or something.
So that battle's
really wide there, gives Brenton a bit of a look, and yeah, he's going to get down the inside there.
Yeah, well, Hobson here's doing a pretty good job defending, considering his car looks like it's fairly bent up at the back there. And Mick Hammond has just got a great little drive out here. So again, it is a hard place to pass, but if Mick can get on the power early enough here, you should see him holding the high ground.
He's done really well.
Chance here with the drive. This is the fastest part of the track right now.
Going to have a look under brakes.
Yep, you get that done.
Oh, that was tight.
No, it is defendable. It is defendable.
Yeah, he had to lift a little bit so he didn't get into it. Good driving by both guys. Doesn't get it done.
Yeah, I saw that a lot at the Blancpain series last week before. No, last week. Oh, again, you can defend on this track. And what that's doing is certainly dragging the field back up.
And Kurt.
And Rafale and Todd Parks as well. So this is certainly where the battle is right here, up at the front. In the meantime, that gap's down to half a second between Sammy Sutton and Ethan Grigor. But this is where the battle is. Hammond's now got himself into a position now where I think, see, even he's got a little bit of light damage to his front left. These three cars are all suffering from damage, so hoping that they stay clean the rest of the race and keep this effort up, because there's some good racing happening here.
Oh, it's turning into a big train behind them, that's for sure. This is where the action is. We'll keep an eye on the battle for the lead when it happens, but this is where the action is right now.
Yep, now Mick's got some good ground here.
You think?
Yeah, Mick's got some good. Yeah, I just think he probably braked a little bit late there, had to get off, and that's going to set himself up now. Let's just see if he tries to overtake here. He's probably not going to be close enough. No. So interested to see Mick Hammond's pace now that he's clear of Hobson. I reckon that Mick will probably get away. Looking at the speed of Mario Vlasic in front, normally Hammond's very comparable to Mario in front. So thinking that Mick will probably pull away and the others will get on the Hobson train, because I think with that little bit of damage on the back of Brenton Hobson's car, the car 18, I think he is a little bit off his normal pace.
Yeah, he's missing quite a bit of his rear spoiler, and it's got quite heavy damage there, so it definitely would be affecting him a little bit, especially down this straightaway, I would think. Meanwhile, Sammy Sutton's just extended that gap a little bit up the front. It's back to 6/10 now, so it's going to be interesting to see if Ethan can catch him. Just keep you updated while we keep an eye on this battle. Oh, he's tagged him. Oh, that's going to cause some dramas back there.
Yep, yeah, it is. So, looking now, yeah, have to catch a replay of that, but Hobson certainly he's going to be hurting pretty bad from that. Just have a look at the replay. Just not sure.
I don't think Richard would have stayed any tighter. He was definitely in there.
It looks like Kurt Stenberg's been burnt pretty bad by that too. So
yeah,
I wouldn't.
That Daco car he had nowhere to go at all.
No, he didn't. But did it look like netcode? I think maybe Rich stuck his nose in there, maybe where it shouldn't have been, but it did look slightly netcode-ish to me. And again, and we say it every week, you know, the Aussies are the main participants here. We've got 22 out of the 24 cars that are from Australia, and there's 2 Europeans, and as a result, the Aussie ping goes through the roof.
Now there's a big battle up the front. Ethan is on the rear spoiler here of Sammy Sutton. I think we'll have to go up and keep an eye on. This is a battle for the lead, lap 8.
Yeah, well, this is where the battle is going to be from now on. We've seen that Ethan's going to be quicker, and let's just see with what have we got, lap 8. So the race will wind down pretty quick. It is really just a sprint race. Certainly no pit stops required. Ethan is genuinely faster than Sam Sutton. Like, he is one of the rockets in the V8 Supercars. There's no doubt about that. And I think he's clearly got the pace of Sam Sutton, but Sam Sutton's got the high ground at the moment. He's got the position on the track. Ethan has to find a way past.
Yeah, and Sammy's done lots of laps in the V8 in iRacing, so he knows how to defend, he knows how to do it cleanly. And it's just going to be a battle of the Titans here, I think, right now.
Yeah, so as they complete the end of lap 8 here now. So these guys' lap times, like right now, 26.1 for Ethan, so he's pulled that back, 26 flat. There's Jason Bentz comes out of the pits. The trailing pack aren't going away here. 26.8 for Ian, last lap off pace there, no doubt, so dropping a bit. But the battle at the front's certainly not going to be disappearing, but this battle for third's also heating up.
Yeah, it looks like Sammy Sutton's got the advantage in some parts of the track, and Ethan's quicker than him in other parts, which is going to make it pretty hard to get past Sam Sutton here, unless Ethan just learns a few little tricks in some corners as the race progresses. But he hasn't got a whole lot of time. 23 laps. We're on lap 9, soon to be lap 10, so nearly halfway there.
Yeah, well, this is going to go all the way to the end. I've got no doubt about that. Just see if Sammy makes a mistake, any little mistake from Sutton, and there's no doubt that Ethan will try and capitalise and go for any gap given. But in the meantime, these two are really just driving away from the pack. They're 4.5 seconds ahead of third, fourth, and fifth, who've got a really good little battle going there. But the passing opportunity at a track like Brands Hatch just fairly limited here. You get some good drive on turns, and it's just such a fast flowing track, and I think it is suited to the V8s. I think it's suited to most cars, but the passing opportunities are fairly scarce.
Yeah, I must say Bo Catel's recovered pretty well from that early incident. I'm not sure what position it dropped him back to, but I was thinking it was back in 10th or something, and he's quickly catching up to, as he runs a bit wide there, catching up to this battle for P4, or 3, 4 and 5, so it's good recovery from Bo Catel.
Yeah, Bo's been driving pretty well of late. Obviously won a couple of weeks ago at Sutton Park, I can't remember, Sutton Park, here I'm going.
Rock.
Summit Park, Lime Rock, there we go. Summit,
there you go, Sammy, you got a new track named after you.
There you go, new track name. You lead a race and you get a track named after you.
I think in a few laps this battle's going to be real hot for the last spot on the podium, so interesting to see. I might just check out Bo's lap times and see what he's actually running compared to the guys in front. Bo's running, low 6s, mid 6s. Marcelo's, maybe a little bit less consistent, so Bo's probably catching Marcelo a little bit. Same as Kane, and I'm
actually watching
40's probably the slowest of them all.
Yeah, he's probably falling over in his chair by now. I'm actually, we've lost James McKnight as well. I'm watching the battle here between Rafael Kuziak in position 13 and
Let's give the new
Todd
guy
Parks.
some coverage.
Yeah, that's a clean looking car, the GTL car there, and he's doing a really good job here. And you got Jason Dixon closing behind as well, and you saw the I don't know if it was an incident. I think it was probably a driver error, really on Jason's behalf there. Oh, and talk about driver error. Oh.
That's one way to
Rest in peace, Todd Parks.
Rest in Parks.
Wow.
Wow. That is how not to come around the last corner. Just going to put a replay up for everyone. He comes in, he's got a big run, clips the curb, loses traction, sideways, boom, straight into the pit fence. Pitting in.
Yes, that's unfortunate for Todd. Probably unfortunate.
And then what do you do?
Live as well.
And he's confused. Can I just drive back out the pit lane and get back on the track? He's going to have a look. No, he's got to flick turn it. And yep, see you, Parky.
Yeah, day done for Todd, unfortunately. Like I said, I think he had some dramas in the 6:15 race as well. So not a great afternoon, evening for Todd, unfortunately, but he gave himself a go. Raphael's last time at 27.7 is 7/10 of a second slower than Jason Dixon, but very comparable to Richard Aylward in front. So this is just going to keep closing up with Jason Dixon behind, and Jason probably have a bit of miss there. Yeah, I'm going to call it a driver error, because I said I don't think there was any contact between himself and Bo.
Let's just, Hugo, can we get a close-up of Jason Dixon's skin this week? Dixon's got a really cool Halloween-themed skin, and I think it deserves a bit of airtime if we can do that. Yeah, he's put quite a lot of effort in. I really love that green too. I think that looks really great.
Yeah, I'm not.
And while we're on the point of Dixon, I'll throw a congratulations. I think he just got engaged on the weekend as well. So all happening for the Dicko.
Oh, well, congratulations to him, our resident ghost chaser. Jason Dixon loves Halloween. I think his missus would almost have the day off on Halloween if she could. She loves it as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, congratulations to the Dixons, I guess. Well, soon to be the Dixons, no doubt. You're not getting invited to the wedding, Sammy.
I think I might be, mate. All right, so what's happening? Let's go back up the front.
Well, up to the front.
Check on the battle.
Ethan's putting all sorts of pressure. All sorts of pressure on Sam. Sam's just hitting his brake markers here. He's not doing anything wrong, holding a good line, concentrating on his exit speed and just doing a bloody good job, it has to be said. So as they go down the straight here, Brabham Straight, so they end lap 12 into lap 13 now. So we've only got the 11 laps to go. And lots of pressure. Ethan's definitely interested to see if Ethan does get through, how much he can get away and how quick. But he's significantly faster than Sam at this stage of the race.
And I'll tell you what might be cool, Breton and Hugo, next time we cross the line, if Ethan is still behind Sammy Sutton, we might just go on board with for a lap with him, eh? Yeah,
well, come at the end of the next lap, we'll stick on board with Ethan. But he's having a look there quite consistently there at Surtees turn 4.
That's what I was saying earlier. Sometimes it looks like he's quicker in certain sections than Sammy, and then Sammy extends the gap in other sections of the track. So, as we come to the line, we're going to get on board with Ethan Grip Gold in the STC Motorsports Holden Commodore, and we're just going to shut up for a lap and let you watch this from Ethan's point of view and let you hear the full wrath of the V8 Supercar here at iRacing.com V8 Supercar official series. That's a mouthful. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a lap. Brent, but I could watch that all day. Intense battle going on for P1 and 2 with Ethan Griggolt. He just can't get close enough to make a move.
Yeah, and I couldn't watch it all day, work commitments and all, but I know what you're saying. But by saying it, Sam put in a couple of good laps in a row there, and just to see what he could do, but Ethan's been able to stay with him, so lap 15 now. This is going to go all the way, but Sam's driven absolutely faultlessly so far.
Yeah, has not made a mistake at all. And just a little update, we'll keep an eye on this battle, but Bo Cattell has caught up and passed Marcelo, so that's Bo back into P5 and soon to be up to Kane Kugamiya.
Well, this is a chance here. This is Ethan's big chance.
No, has to tuck back in.
Yeah, but there's little cracks appearing here.
Oh, it's tight. Great battle going on.
Yeah, it is, and I tell you what, if it keeps going as it is, I know Ford's quite a bit behind. He's 4.2 seconds behind, but he's actually the fastest guy on the track at the moment.
Oh, Sammy's locked a brake sideways. This is going to give Ethan a big shot. He's
this
into
has
him,
got it. They've had a bit of a touch there too, I reckon.
Yeah, but
on
there's
the
just
exit,
nowhere
Sutton
for Ethan
going
to
defensive. Sutton
Fair
going
enough,
super
too.
defensive, so I wonder if it's a sign of Sutton's tyres disappearing underneath him.
Just watching that onboard view as well, you see how much curb these guys grab and how greedy you can be here at Brands Hatch. Oh, Ethan gives him a little bump, lets him know I'm here, buddy.
Yeah, I'll be interested here as they go through turn 3. This is where Ethan seems to be so much stronger as they come into turn 4. He just seems to have that extra pace going into the turn and again makes small gains. Sam's car a little bit unbalanced there, just touches that curb on the exit.
Yeah,
I'm
and
pretty
Ethan
sure that
loses a bit of
Sam's
traction
safe
as
here.
well.
Yeah.
Doesn't get a very good drive out of that corner. Only got about 8 laps to go, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the sprint races, I must admit. If you're going to race long. And Ethan now starting to lose the back as well under brakes.
Yeah, these guys have both been pushing now for nearly the whole race, so I'm sure there's going to be some tyre wear coming into play. Might come down to who can just settle down for a lap or two, try and cool the tyres off a little bit if that's even possible after pushing this hard.
Tell you what, Sammy's done a pretty strong lap here. He's taken a lot of pressure off himself. Maybe it's go time for Sam Sutton. Look at that. He's really stretched out. Maybe with all that attacking over the last 2 laps with Ethan Griggolt, his tyres might be a bit burner. 26.9. In fact, that's a 0.6 of a second drop. So significant drop there. And that's
26.3 for Sammy.
Yeah, so that's a 0.6 there, mate. Well done to you. But that's actually second slowest lap of the race for Ethan Griggolt there, almost taking the 27s there. So that's, yeah, let's just see if he's got a chance to fight back here. Lap 17, certainly enough time left.
He's got time,
and
yeah.
Looking behind, that gap to Ford is now 3.9, so another 0.3 gain there by Ford.
Yeah, 40 is closing him in just a little bit. He's got no pressure from behind, and Bo Cattell has taken a second off to Kane Kugamiya, so O will be putting pressure under Kane pretty soon for P4. He's not going to have time to get to Ian Ford, but great recovery from Bo Cattell.
Yeah, I think a few laps ago Dylan Golson was driving pretty well too, but he looks like he's going to be a damage. I think he had a spin as well, so
Yeah.
down into 9th position for Dylan at the moment. I'm rating this guy pretty highly. I can just see him improving race after race, so looking forward to seeing what he can do in the future. But getting back to the front, gee whiz, Sammy Sutton's driven this really, really well so far.
Yeah, he's having a faultless race, pretty much. Bit of a shout out to Marty Carroll as well. He's in P7, so he's doing pretty good with not much lap time and a new job and working hard. About time, if you ask me, but he's having a good race.
Ethan certainly back now with Sam Sutton at 26.2. Last lap, more gains by Ford behind. I can't see Ford making it, I'll be honest with you, with these two. But all it takes is just a little half spin by these two, though, and he'll be in amongst it. But I reckon Ethan's ready to have another go here. I reckon he's just dropped off for those 2 laps, get those tyre temperatures back down to where he wants them, and now he's ready to go.
Yeah, you're right. And even if these guys start battling really hard for a couple of laps, that'll pull 40 right up to them quicker than you think.
And the battle, I think, also now, as you said before, Kane Kagmaya and also Bo Cattell. Bo's taking chunks out of his time here, another half second there. But like we said,
duck back and have a look, eh?
Yeah, as we're saying though, it is difficult to pass here. But I think Bo's got. I think Bo's driving skills are exceptional. We saw what he was doing at Bathurst on a car that virtually had plasticine for tyres. And he's just got such great car handling ability. I'm a big fan of Bo Cattell.
Yeah, me too. I'd like to get his autograph one day, Bo. Thanks, buddy. No, but I don't think we're going to be watching this battle for long. I think we'll make short work of Kane. He's pulled him in from a long way back. So
yeah, I don't agree. Kane's car looks completely clean, and like the battle for the lead up the front. You know, if Kane can keep this car fairly clean, hold his lines, concentrate on his exits, well, you know, Bo's going to have to drive the long way around, and I don't think he's going to do that easily.
Yeah, you're right, Kane is looking smooth.
Yeah, well, he's a smooth driver, and I think, to be honest, he's probably... Actually, I can't think of anyone who's improved more than Kane has this season. I think last season, I think it was Brian Borg, which I don't see him much at the moment. I think he was the big improver last season. But I reckon
probably
Kane
too busy making men's underwear now, wouldn't he?
I'll just nod and have no clue what you're talking about there.
Oh, that's Björn Borg, sorry.
Okay.
Obviously, I've lived in Europe too long. You guys have no idea. So I'll just leave that alone.
Oh, he used to be a tennis player back in the 70s, Björn Borg, if that's who you're talking about.
That's right. He's got a range of men's underwear that's extremely popular, Brenton. I don't know if you wear underwear, so...
Oh, yeah, we don't need to talk about my personal life, mate.
That's a no. All right. Yeah, well, you're right with Kane. Who hasn't closed the gap at all now? Kane, if anything, Kane's pulled away again.
Yeah, I think Kane's the big improver this season, and again, actually, probably Josh Rogers. I forgot to mention Josh as well. Well, you could almost call Josh Rogers a rookie, the races that he's done, but yeah, back up the front. Tell you what, this is going to really go down now.
Ooh, Ethan's getting greedy on the curbs.
Yeah, Ethan's looking as racy as he ever has here.
We've only got 3 laps left here. We're on lap 20 of 23. It's now or never, really. Sammy Sutton driving defensively, which is perfectly fine. Very acceptable. Oh, Ethan gives him a big nudge.
Yeah.
Ethan backs out of it, doesn't take advantage of it, so good sportsmanship. Could have easily kept the power down and just passed him, but he didn't.
Yeah, well, I don't think Ethan's going to be too scared to give him a nudge here. Because, you know, Ethan's got a lot of pride. He's a race winner. He's a proven race winner. He's a champion, a multiple champion of this series. And, you know, he has missed that. I think he missed 1, maybe 2 races. Certainly missed the Bathurst round.
Yeah, a couple.
And, yeah, so he doesn't want to leave anything out there. He wants to get strong results at the moment. And again, at turn 1, so much quicker. And Sutton's taken a lot of gravel there on the exit. Oh, it's touched him again. Oh, that's it. Let's see here what happens. Whether Ian Ford might be the benefactor. He will be. If Ethan's given this spot back, that is a massive well done to Ethan Griggault for sportsmanship, because the danger here for Ethan, if he drops out of us too much, and I think he is planning on redressing the position, is that Kane and Cattell are right behind. So this is a race turner here, maybe a championship turner. 1, 2, is he going to be able to hold that? He has, he's held that. Tell you what, if I was Kane right now, or Bo Cattell, I'd be sinking this boot in. Bo Cattell has made that gain as well. So really, fantastic sportsmanship there by Ethan Griggault. Yeah, I know other cars and other drivers have previously given nudges whilst battling for the lead and haven't redressed that position. I know Mid-Ohio certainly comes to mind. But Ethan Grigalt certainly has done the sporting thing. And I think right now in everyone's eyes, even though he made that slight error, and it was only slight with a big consequence, I think he's just gone up more notches in everyone's belt because of that great sportsmanship there. So 2 laps to go. And what that's done is given Ian Ford a 4-second gap, and Sutton a bit shaky again there. So I think that's where it started, with Sutton just going wide there in turn 1, getting onto the loose stuff, getting to the kid litter, and that cost him his drive. So it's game on again between these two. Bo Cattell in the meantime cashed in on that. We saw that before as well by getting through on Kane Kugamaya here. But wow, Ian Ford, I tell you what, when he started the race and even a couple laps ago, he wouldn't have expected that with 1.5 laps to go that he'd be leading this race. And the Bo Cattell battle's continuing here. Kane Kugamaya certainly hasn't gone away. That Kane's car looks the cleanest out of everyone's. There's not a scratch. I don't think it's even hit a bug. Yeah, that car looks extremely clean. But up at the front there, Ian Ford's Merry Christmas. All his Christmases come at once there. We did say it though, that there is a chance that these two could go into a half spin, and that's all it was. And he's cashed in and made the most of that opportunity. I'm not sure if we've lost Sammy Sutton there for a while. Sorry, Sammy Compton. So last lap now, and a lot more tidy on the exit there by Sutton this time around. But again, he's going to find himself under attack. So Ethan Grigalt trying to go the long way around. So it's been a fantastic race between these two. Unfortunate incident. I don't think, to be honest with you, Ethan shouldn't be feeling too bad about that incident. There's been plenty, like I said, plenty of bump and runs in races lately. And that was just another one. But as soon as he did it, you could see he's just corrected that straight away. And I honestly wouldn't think, and I hope that Sam Sutton hasn't got any bad feelings about that at all. Yes.
Yeah, I lost my push to talk button there, unfortunately. So I'm back.
And things were never better.
All right.
But anyway, we're on the last lap here, and well, Ian Ford started 4th on the grid. This battle certainly continues in the background. We'll keep our eyes on that. And then even behind them, so Ethan here with a great drive out of this turn. Not going to get the job done, but in the meantime up front, Ian Ford exits the last turn onto the Brabham Straight. Well, congratulations, Ian Ford. Well done, winner of round 7 of the official iRacing V8 Supercar Championships, brought to you by RaceSpot TV. Sam Sutton 2nd, Ethan Grigalt 3rd. Did Kane get the job done on? No, he didn't. Look at that. 3 1,000ths of a second difference between Bo Cattell and Kane Kugamaya. Unbelievably close. Marcelo Rivera has picked up a great little 6th position, considering he did 0 practice this week. Marty Carroll, Mitchell Celiak has done a fantastic job as well. He'll be wrapped with that. 8th position, Dylan Golson after a mistake in 9th.
Yeah, fantastic finish to the race.
Yeah, some cars are still going here.
Got Brenton Hobson, Josh Burden.
Hang on.
Nothing.
Yeah, so Hobson is not going to be able to... Yeah, so 17th for Hobson after his dramas. Josh Burden was a few laps down there, so no chance of a position change there. Sammy, that was an adventurous, entertaining finish there. Go through the...
It was a cracker. That was a cracker race. Ian Ford has come through with the Houdini win, so great job. Ian Ford P1, Sam Sutton P2, Ethan Grigalt finishing 3rd, which is really going to shake up the championship. It's really good. And we got Bo Cattell, Kane Kugamaya, Marcelo Rivera P6, Marty Carroll, the old boy P7, Mitchell Celiak P8, Dylan Golson and Mario Vlasic rounding out the top 10. And then we see a few drivers that were involved in some incidents and pretty good recovery, really. From P11 down, we got Michael Hammond, Jason Dixon, good recovery there. Richard Elwood, Raphael K, Jason Queer Eye for the straight guy, P15, good recovery. Matt Jones and Brenton Hobson finishing on the lead lap. The rest of the people had some damage and is a lap down. So fantastic race here today from Brands Hatch. Take a breath.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining race, no doubt at all. The racing at the back was a little bit messy, it has to be said, and some early incidents there. But outside of that, the racing at the front was incredible. And Ethan and Sam, they had their tag. There's no doubt about it. But I wouldn't think Sam would be too dirty about that. Like I said, I hope he's not. Ethan gave that spot back again. So, incredible result. And I think if you said to Ian Ford with a few laps to go that you're going to win the race, he wouldn't believe you.
No, not at all. It'd be interesting to have a chat with him and see what he has to say.
Well, we're going to get on with this quickly. We've got Bo Cattell with us here, racing for SSR. Bo, mate, welcome to the broadcast. Fourth place tonight, just the 4.6 seconds down. An unbelievably close finish between yourself and Kane Cook-Meyer at the end there, just the 3/1000s. Really good recovery from early incident with Ethan Grigol. Tell us a bit about the race.
Yeah, I was like 20 seconds off first place in the Americas, and I used a Monza set from last night with a change of gear ratio, and it seemed to be the dream setup. So was on the pace, and lap one, I don't know, I sort of got knocked wide, fair to say, but look, Ethan, he doesn't do that often, so fair enough. But it was just eyes on from there. So pretty happy with the result, given how hard it is to pass around here.
Yeah, it is, but your recovery was pretty good, mate. And tell you what, you weren't far off. There was an incident between Sam and Ethan there, and Ethan did a very sporting thing and let Sam back through. But tell you what, you made the most of that little opportunity. It was a bit of a mess, and you got yourself in front of Kane. Tell us about the pass.
Yeah, it wasn't my ideal idea of a pass. I actually sort of gave Kane a little tap on the rear bumper, but it was sort of because Ethan was slowing down and I had to pull left, and got Kane, so it wasn't ideal, and that's why I probably deserved the one I got on the last corner. But hopefully he's not upset. But real tight racing and awesome fun.
And mate, next week we're off to the night race at Motegi East. Any thoughts about that at all?
Oh, I hate night races, and I hate that track. And my seat, I've got my screens on a desk, and my seat is like on the ground. So the angle I'm looking at the screen, if it's night time, I just can't see anything. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that.
Turn the brightness up, Bo.
Take a torch. Yeah. Take a torch with you, mate. Take a torch.
That's what I reckon. I don't think I'll be racing, but you never know. If I hit someone I can't see.
I must admit, I'm not a fan of that dark night race there at Motegi. It's
not
in the best interest of racing, if you ask me. That's my opinion.
No, I agree with you.
Have to rely on the racing line.
Yeah, what you can see. And actually, it's going to be even more different next week. Be the first time with the marbles as well in a night race. So that's going to be even a bit more fun.
I think they're going to have big glow-in-the-dark marbles, actually. I think they're going to implement that, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, good luck to that. Mate, but a good job tonight. It was a good comeback, fourth position, mate, in what's been a busy week. So, mate, is there anyone you want to give a shout-out to at all?
Yeah, just the team as usual, Osram, all our other sponsors, you guys at Race Spot, and I don't know who on our team made the Monza setup, but they're God.
Really good. Bo, good job tonight, mate. Fourth place, great comeback, mate. And I don't know, Sammy and I said it during the broadcast, mate. We're big fans, so keep up the good work.
Big fans.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Cheers. Yeah. Bo Cattell there. We've got Kane Cook-Meyer with us. Kane, welcome to the broadcast. I think it's Muck Day. There he is. Mate, welcome to the broadcast. I think it's the first time we've had you in an interview tonight, mate. Fifth position for round 7 here at Brands Hatch in the official iRacing V8 Supercar Championship. Mate, great job. almost took fourth position, just the 3/1000ths of a second off of that spot, mate. Tell us a bit about the race.
Yeah, again, I'm in another battle with Bo. I was in a battle with him at the Americas race, but yeah, car felt really good. So yeah, pretty happy.
Well, mate, we called it during the race that we both think that you're the big improver for this season, mate. Your strong results week in, week out. What do you attribute that to, mate? Because, yeah, I think you've done a super job so far this year.
Yeah, just practicing, finding more time to practice, just set up building and everything, just spending more time in the car, really.
You sound so enthusiastic about it, mate. Fifth position tonight, mate, starting from fifth on the grid. Mate, a few little dramas, nothing too significant though, mate. How was the race apart from that?
Yeah, well, start was alright. Managed to stick with Ian for quite a while, and then a boat was charging through the field, and yeah, in a battle with him, and then unfortunately got involved with Ethan and Sam, and yeah, dropped back a bit, and then yeah, right at the end that was exciting, but yeah, too bad.
And next week, mate, we move to Motegi East, a night race. Have you had much chance to have a look around there at all?
The track's alright. I'm not sure about night. I think that'll be interesting with track temp and everything, but yeah, I've never been in the V8.
Right, well, mate, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, or no doubt you want to thank the team?
Yeah, Multi 21, they're great. GTI, they make really great spinning throttle, brake, working on clutch and stuff. And Fnatic as well. Yeah, thanks guys.
Well, Kane, mate, good to see you're all prepped up and fired up about tonight's race, mate. Hopefully the rest of the season will continue on as you've been going, mate. So good job, and look forward to see what you can come up with for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thanks for the broadcast. Thanks you guys. Thanks.
Cheers, Kane Kukumaro. They're fifth place after being fifth on the grid as well. We're just going to drag Jason Dixon here to the broadcast. If you're with us, Dicko, mate, first of all, congratulations to you, Jason, for getting engaged. And I don't think Jason's with us. I think there he is, mate. First of all, congratulations on getting engaged. First of all, Jace, and also, what was an adventurous race for you tonight, mate?
Yeah, it was all went to plan, and my partner didn't suss out what I had planned for Halloween, and we make Halloween a really special day of the year, so it was a fitting day to make it even more special.
So you proposed on Halloween?
Yep.
Well, see, now you got to tell us through it. You got to do it. Were you on your one knee, or what's happened there?
Yeah, I made
drunk?
up an excuse. No, I hadn't started drinking yet. I was very drunk afterwards, though.
I was to say, you probably won't stop now.
Yeah, I pretended to do a speech, that I had to do a speech, and Mum organised this special cake, and my dad had to leave for work. And yeah, I did a little spill, got down on the knee, and it all went to plan.
And the race tonight, mate, first of all, that skin looks awesome, mate. Little dramas early on, which put you back in the fleet a little bit. Certainly pushed through and ended up with a pretty strong result.
Yeah, I'm happy to get 12th since I went back to 20th after another netcode spin. That's 2 in 2 weeks, so these damn US servers, but not much we can do with it.
I think personally we should start making some more noise. I know there's been some mention about it, and I'm hoping that's going to keep going, mate. But next week we'll keep this short with yourself, mate. Next week's off to Motegi East, the night course. Have you had a chance to have any racing there at all?
I did a season last time we raced there. I think it was one of my first ever seasons on iRacing with the old car. I did pretty well there. I think it was one of my first top split races, and I think I qualified 4th in the OSR there, which I was quite happy with. Unfortunately, both times I spun first corner, so hopefully I can improve on that.
Well, good job tonight, mate, and yourself with Sim Spec Engineering. Said that car looked really cool tonight. So, good job, Jason. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Yep, no problem. I'd just like to thank House of Zombie and SDC for their support this week. And thanks very much for doing the broadcast, guys.
No, it's all good.
No worries,
Hugo does
Dicko.
the works.
Congratulations on the engagement, mate.
Thanks,
Or
Sam.
commiserations, however you look at it. Jason Dixon
Is she
there
listening?
with got, I hope not. Hello, Mrs. Dixon, if you are. Ethan Griggolt is with us now. Ethan is having problems with this. Yes, there we go. Ethan Griggolt, welcome to the broadcast, mate. First of all, massive well done for you to do such a sporting act, mate. And I don't think you should ever be scared of tagging someone like that. But, mate, what you did afterwards was really impressive and letting him through.
Yeah, it was a really great race up until that point. Well, I felt like I had slightly more car speed over him, and I was definitely better into the braking zone into turn 2. And yeah, he got a few bad runs out of there. I just tried to go for the dive, so I had speed on him, but he pretty much just straight lined it to the apex, and there was nothing I could do, and just tapped the back of him.
Actually, I just got someone message. I have to say g'day to Ashley Hopkins. She's watching the race for the first time. Ash, welcome to the broadcast, mate. Great to have you watching. Mate, well, you did, but he was doing such a good job defending Sammy Sutton, and it was really clean job. But his tyres looked like maybe they were going off at the end, and you certainly were able to carry more mid-corner speed. So, mate, yeah, it was a tight thing. But like I said, mate, your sportsmanship was really to be congratulated.
Yeah, thanks. I felt really cut at myself after I turned him, and pretty much the best thing I thought to do was just slow down and let him pass. It's unfortunate that I spun him that much that it allowed Ian pass and kind of gifted him the win, but yeah, if I did the same, I'd do it again.
Yeah, and the big challenge there from what we saw was that there was such a tight battle behind when Sam recovered. He recovered just in front of Kane and Beau Cattell, and we mentioned it during the broadcast, was that there was a slight threat that maybe if you backed off too much, that you might let both Beau and Kane through. So, mate, it was a good recovery there, slipping yourself back into third spot.
Yeah, I was pretty much just paying attention to my relative that entire time, and I saw Sam wasn't very far ahead of the two cars that were trying to take his position. So, yeah, down the back straight, I just try to keep my speed up enough to let him pass, but then keep in front as well, which I think I did the job. I noticed one of the drivers, it might have been Kane, he ran a little wide due to me being on the inside. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I think I tried to do my best to kind of minimise the pain.
And, mate, I think you got it right when you said minimise the pain. You're certainly more than well and truly alive in this championship. Probably dropped a couple of points to Ian tonight, but I think still overall, mate, you're the heavy favourite for the rest of the series.
Yeah. It's also good to have some competition as well. Last few races, just pretty much starting pole, cruising to victory is not all that fun, but being able to battle someone that hard and for that long is great fun. If only we still had the Australian servers, which would might have made that quite a bit cleaner. Yeah, unfortunately it wasn't. So. Yeah,
well, did you hear that, Sammy? That starting from pole and cruising to victory isn't much fun. And to be honest with you, Ethan, that's why Sammy and I stopped doing it. We weren't having any fun. So, mate, Motegi East at night next week will certainly be interesting. Certainly a bit of a test next week. Mate, what are your thoughts on that?
Never driven a single lap of it. Should be interesting.
Should be interesting indeed.
Wear your head torch.
Oh, it's at night, is it?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Well, that should be good fun.
Yeah. Mate, we'll let you go, mate. Good job. Is anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
I'd just like to say thanks to SDC for being there the entire time, supporting me with the car and all that, and yeah. And thanks for the awesome broadcast, guys.
Good job, Ethan, mate. And like I said, mate, congrats on the result, but more congrats on what you did, mate. So no doubt yourself and the team should be proud of the sportsmanship there. In the meantime, we'll get Sammy Sutton into the broadcast and say g'day to Sam. Sam, second place tonight, mate. It was a pole position. You certainly had the race pace. Certainly was able to have a nice, good controlling race, but so much pressure from behind that you were holding on for so long. Mate, tell us about that incident.
Yeah, well, I mean, you all saw it for what it was. If someone, there's no US server, EU server involved. It was a pole drive. You watch it back, he actually pole drive me. So yeah, it is what it is. It happened. It's official series. So what? But yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a good race. Ethan right on the bumper the whole time. I just figured if I needed Ian to hold him up a bit longer at the start.
Yep, well, yep, it is the official series, no doubt. So, mate, second place, so he certainly did the sporting thing in letting you back through.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect him to be honest. I mean, you know, there's no stewards around, so you can get away with it. I know everyone does it every so often, but yeah, it was nice of him to just redress it and at the same time not lose out too much to the guys who were on my tail after the flick spin.
And, mate, well, next week at Motegi East, the night race, any plans of running in that?
Yeah, I mean, Motegi is a fun little track in at night. I mean, it's a night race and don't get doing much, so we'll have a go at that one.
And, mate, the team seems to be going pretty well at the moment. A good result last night, and with Jake Maloney on board, he seems to be doing good things as well. Yep. So, mate, how's the team travelling?
Yeah, it's going good. We got Matt Ross-Monroe on board after his superb effort at Bathurst as a fill-in. We just think we found a little something with the setup in the car that's helping us individually push it to where we want to get it to.
Yep, well, mate, it's good to hear, mate, and hopefully next week will go well for you tonight. Second place is a good result, mate, and obviously with your win in the early race, the 6:15 or 7:15 race, your time, mate. So obviously what you found, mate, the car's working pretty well for you.
Yeah, hopefully we can continue going for the rest of the season. Thanks, guys.
Too easy, Sammy Sutton
Good
there,
luck,
sounding fairly impressed with things. Ian Ford, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you want to call it. Winner of round 7 here at Brands Hatch for the Evolution Racing Australia Demonov Innovations car. Mate, tell us about the race.
Oh, it was it was a pretty average qualifying. I just put in one decent lap, and every other lap after that was horrible. But at the start, I just drove clear around the outside of everyone, just squeezed my way into second, and I don't know if it was because we were on a US server and the lag was absolutely insane, but for the first 5 or 6 laps, I had no confidence turning into corners. Like, there was at times where I'd pretty much skid like a car length out, and then it all of a sudden would just grip up. And that was just one of the major points of the race. And after that, I just put my head down, tyres gripped up or whatever, decided to grip up, and I just went absolutely, mental and just tried driving down the leaders. And I was praying to all the gods, and finally someone answered me after Netco just decided to throw the right car around. So just drove my way up into second. It was awesome of Ethan to show his sportsmanship and drop back into third and, fight for the second place again. But after that, I was just literally just in cruise control mode and made sure I made it home without getting DQ'd.
Well, mate, it's a kind of took us all by surprise. We did say during the broadcast that all it would take is a half spin by those two for you to cash in, and with them battling up front, you did make...
Cha-ching.
Yeah, you did make slight gains, but mate, to take the win, maximum points for the night, it's a great reward considering, like I said during the broadcast, that you were feeling a bit off tonight, maybe a bit of vertigo or something. So, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling very sweaty and very dizzy right now, but I'll take that considering I got the win tonight, and it shows that no matter what, the cream rises to the top eventually, and those that have what's coming to them get it.
I'm just going to leave the sweaty and cream rising to the top comment right alone.
Yeah, moving on, mate. Motegi
Call me
East
Ashley.
next. Easy. Motegi East. I got in trouble for that last week. Motegi East, mate. Night race next week, mate. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's going to be an awful, awful long race. It's about 43 laps in pure darkness, so I might turn the light off in my room now and start running around circles, and hopefully it gives me a bit of pace next week.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, mate, great job tonight, mate. At the end of the day, it's who makes the least mistakes that wins sometimes, and yeah, that's what happened tonight, mate. So good job, and mate, look forward to.
All you need is that one shitty driver to make a bad decision, and all hell breaks loose. And we've seen that through the field for the last couple of weeks. So hopefully I don't get it next week.
Yeah, I don't think. I think with Ethan, he readdressed that position pretty quick. I'm not sure where you're aiming there. We'll leave that alone, mate. But
No,
good job. And
please explain.
no, I don't.
Oh, just I saw there was like heaps of incidents down the field, like the one with Jason Dixon and stuff. Just people trying to squeeze the gap around these tighter sort of circuits. That's all.
Yep. Anyway, we'll move on, mate. Anyone you want to give a shout out to at all?
Demidov Innovations for sponsoring my beautiful looking car that, we may not be able to see next week. You guys for doing the broadcast. It's absolutely amazing to see what the official series is doing this season, and hopefully it just keeps on building from here. Marcelo Rivera for being my guinea pig with the setup in the last about 10 minutes before the race. And Ethan and Sammy for both trying to throw their cars off the road.
Anyway, they Ethan and Sam had a bit of a contact, no doubt, and Ethan did the right thing and readdressed that position very quickly. So 40, thank you for that. Wow, shots fired there. Not sure I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that. I'm the same team as Ian, but I don't know if I really. Well, the boy puts pressure on himself. We might have to give Marty a miss
Right,
tonight,
mate.
I think.
Where there's pressure, there's going to be shots fired now and then, and it's all in good fun, I think. And yeah, it's what makes this series good.
Yeah, it does. Hugo, I'm not sure how you're doing there, mate. Haven't heard from you for a while, but wow, what a race tonight! That was an incredible race, and certainly, one to remember. And hey Hugo, and hopefully we'll get that type of racing continuing. It's been a fantastic season so far with multiple winners, and what have we got? The 4 rounds to go: 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, yep. So it's still a few rounds to go.
I'm impressed, Brenton.
Yeah, not that good tonight, mate. But mate, it's been another adventurous race, and I reckon that would do it, Sammy.
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap it up and get that dubstep music on and move on to next week in the dark at Montague. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, well, congratulations to Ian Ford, Sammy Sutton, and also to Ethan Griggold. A good result to those teams. Some dramas at the back. They'll hopefully get cleaned up as the weeks goes on. But on behalf of RaceSpot TV, working in conjunction with iRacing.com, this has been the official V8 Supercar Championship. This is Brenton O'Brien. That's Sam Compton. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week for round 8 at Motegi East Night Race. We'll see you then.